Songwriting, I've learned, is a little bit like going fishing. And sometimes you catch one, and sometimes you don't, and you really want to throw it back. And we all know that in songs there's the lyric, there is the melody, and there's rhythm, but what else goes into a great song? So we're going to learn from some of my collaborators and through their lens about some of the key ingredients to songwriting.
One way I get song ideas is through pictures. So this is a picture of my two younger brothers. This shot is about 20 years ago, and it's my older younger brother Jeff, and that's Robbie. And it kind of looks like that. It's a scene after a race or before a race, and we're not really sure. But it's older brother listening to younger brother kind of looking up to older brother, and so sometimes pictures spark ideas.
I've probably written and co-written 300 or 400 songs, I guess. The first few songs that I wrote, it probably was a mistake. I wrote them and recorded them. And there's an old saying that songs aren't written or rewritten.
Yeah. Who said that anyways? Do you know?
I wish I knew, but I just said it, so let's go with that.
Who's good? That's the original idea.
Yeah, maybe that's okay.
Right?
Being able to make a musical phrase that sounds new, because it's impossible to actually do anything new. There are only 12 notes. You can analyze things and figure out how and where they've been done before, but to be able to complete a whole song, which has a few sections and a melody and a rhythm and lyrics, and that just holds together and is good.
Just for the structure of the song, so verse 3, pre-chorus, and then that chorus, like what you just said.
Yep.
And then after that chorus, play the pre-chorus and have potentially a guitar solo. I'm just thinking of big picture structure.
I think that the best songs are more discovered than they are written. And you and I have discussed this many, many times, is that the moment you go from the inspiration side of it to the thinking what it is and how it's going to go, I find that's a very rocky road transition. I try to hold off trying to write, especially from the lyrical standpoint. I try to hold off figuring out what the song's about to the very end.
On your own versus with others, what do you prefer? How would you compare it?
Well, certainly when you record with other writers such as yourself, it does take you out of the box. It does open up a vast, a plethora of ideas. Really, it does.
Of course. It might be kind of cool to have it's a nice step up.
Keeping it simple. I love simplicity and not trying to do too much with what you have. Play within your comfort zones, play within the bounds. That's what I've always done as a songwriter. I've recorded 2 solo albums, and I don't try to sing like Michael Bublé. I try to sing like me.
When we talk about uncovering things, that's why when I talk about songwriting, it is about it's almost like being an archaeologist.
Sometimes you fall, you wonder why.
And you wonder why. Yeah, and you wonder why.
I like that. It's kind of that you had that vibe.
It's like, what? That's what's going on.
From the songwriting perspective, when you find the right words to go along with it, and it connects all together, that's the payoff. And I think what it really is that somehow the melody, the music, and the lyric all come together.
It's pretty dark.
That's it. I like that.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
Let me just write that down, make sure you got
That's it. Sometimes you get a chord progression that bugs you, and you gotta change it, and then when you get it, it feels right.
something, or it could be inspired by a movie I saw or an experience that I had. or an argument I had or whatever, and it's like
So it sounds like the melody then, it comes from an emotional place.
absolutely.
So it could be,
Emotion.
it could be a trigger from a movie or a conversation,
Or
and
my
then
life
you
experiences.
noodle that through the guitar. So the guitar. Gotta be quiet because people are working downstairs. Hey, big brother, I fear I've let you down. Who would I lean on if you were not around? So many races I will never win. Hey, big brother. Hey, big brother, you've been in my shoes. How do you stand up after you lose?
I think a great song is just something that whoever's singing it can totally sink themselves into, and the audience follows along. That's all you need for a great song.